The SEC just blinked. Ripple's secret weapon is locked and loaded. And when this drops, XRP won't just moon. It'll annihilate the entire crypto top 10. The legal showdown between Ripple and the SEC is more than just another crypto lawsuit. It's the single most important regulatory standoff in blockchain history. And what's unfolding behind closed doors is beyond anything the mainstream media is showing you. Insider leaks suggest that Ripple is already deep in talks with multiple governments around the world to roll out central bank digital currencies or CBDCs using Ripple and the XRP ledger as the underlying infrastructure. Countries like Palau, Bhutan, and even pilot programs in Europe and Asia are quietly building systems designed to plug into Ripple's tech. But it doesn't stop there. Recent unconfirmed yet credible leaks from internal meetings point to collaborations with over a dozen more sovereign financial bodies post-settlement. And this doesn't just validate XRP's utility, it makes it inevitable. Music, while the world argues over whether XRP is a security or not, artificial intelligence platforms and predictive modeling tools are already running simulations of XRP's future price path based on adoption, network activity, and macroeconomic trends. Grok AI, among others, has modeled scenarios showing XRP hitting $500 by 2026 under aggressive but plausible assumptions. And guess what? These aren't just fueled daydreams when you factor in reduced circulating supply, growing utility via on-demand liquidity, or ODL, and institutional flows. These AI-driven numbers suddenly look a lot more like mathematics than hype, especially when paired with regulatory clarity, something that's finally on the verge of being achieved after nearly 4 years of legal trench warfare. And the whales, they know it. Blockchain analytics from Santi and Whale Alert show massive XRP inflows into known institutional-grade wallets. We're talking over 1.5 billion in large wallet movement in just the past month, with much of it directed toward corridors historically used by Ripple for ODL operations. This is not retail speculation. This is institutional positioning, the same kind of quiet accumulation we saw just before Ethereum's explosive run in 2021. XRP whales are buying, not selling, and they're doing it in size. As of today, over 2,700 wallets hold more than 1 million XRP each. That's the highest concentration of high net worth investors in XRP's history. So why is Wall Street still mostly silent? Why aren't the headlines filled with bullish calls on XRP? The answer might be even more explosive. According to one leaked report circulating in crypto circles, BlackRock CK, the same BlackRock CK that's filing Bitcoin, spot ETFs, and helping steer public opinion on institutional crypto, is terrified of XRP's potential to displace Bitcoin as the institutional-grade settlement layer. Why? Because XRP is faster, cheaper, and doesn't rely on energy-intensive mining. And unlike Bitcoin, it's already integrated into enterprise software solutions used by dozens of banks worldwide. A widespread shift toward Ripple and XRP for CBDCs and cross-border transactions could weaken Bitcoin's perceived use case as digital gold or a neutral settlement layer. And that makes XRP not just a threat, but the threat to the entire Bitcoin ETF narrative. No wonder there's so much FUD against XRP, and mainstream media, fear, uncertainty, and doubt are the last tools left when the fundamentals are this strong. Let's not forget about Firelight, an FXRP developed by Flare Network. Firelight is finally enabling XRP holders to do something they've never been able to do: earn passive income through staking, unlike most other tokens. XRP never had a native staking mechanism, meaning holders had to rely entirely on capital appreciation, but now with FXRP, a synthetic collateralized version of XRP that runs on Flare, investors can mint yield-generating assets while maintaining exposure to the underlying token. According to Hugoyan, Flare's CEO, Firelight will unlock billions, yes, billions of XRP into the DeFi ecosystem, and institutional players are already stepping up. Nasdaq-listed Vivo Power committed $100 million worth of XRP, while Uphold, which holds over 1.8 billion XRP, is preparing FXRP integrations. These aren't influencers pumping coins on Twitter. These are real companies betting real money on XRP's long-term future. And let's talk about the XRP rich list. With just 2,000 XRP, you already place yourself in the mid-tier of global XRP holders. That's a modest investment today, just over $1,000. But the real question is, can it make you a millionaire by 2040? if XRP hits $500 per coin. Absolutely. That would mean a market cap of over 25 trillion, surpassing gold too ambitious maybe. But AI models, institutional backing, and global payment adoption trends suggest it's not as outlandish as it sounds. Even more conservative models from Gemini Changely and Telegon estimate XRP reaching between $119 and $800 in the next 15 years. Either way, the upside potential is staggering for long-term believers. So this brings us to the psychological turning point. The XRP community has honestly been through the fire. They've watched other coins moon crash and rise again. But XRP holders have held firm through one of the longest legal battles in crypto history. And now, with the end in sight, they're being vindicated not just by price action, but by policy adoption and capital flows. You can really feel the sentiment shift. Large accounts are tweeting again. Analysts are talking about XRP outperforming Bitcoin this cycle. And while the numbers back them up, the SEC's latest move to reduce Ripple's fine from $125 million to $50 million while dropping proposed restrictions on XRP's institutional sales isn't just a concession, it's a white flag judge. Annalisa Torres is unlikely to push back against the amended settlement which both parties agreed upon. According to legal analysts, this is the final chapter. No more appeals, no more delays. Just a final stamp before XRP is unleashed into a regulatory clear world. So what happens next? That's the real question. If XRP regains full momentum, we're likely looking at rapid relistings across United States, exchanges a flood of new institutional inflows, and perhaps the start of a new narrative. Not Bitcoin dominance, but XRP utility. The ripple effect, pun fully intended, will stretch across the entire digital asset ecosystem. And for those who are paying attention, who did their research, who held the line, this could be the greatest wealth transfer of our generation. Music. So are you still holding Bitcoin and hoping for a 2x? Or are you ready to pivot into a utility-driven token backed by real-world adoption? Legal clarity and institutional capital smash that like button. If you're ready to dump Bitcoin for XRP, leave a comment below with your XRP prediction for 2026. And don't forget to subscribe because we're going deep into the XRP revolution in upcoming videos. This isn't just another altcoin story. This is history in the making. This video is for educational and formational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Please do your own research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.